Well, hi, hello. This is the eighth day of the challenge. Today is the 8th of November, and this is ironically the fifth day of the internet outage. The internet is still off. If you, I'm gonna actually show you how the router, like what the router looks like over here. So this is, I hope that you can see it. Let me. Okay, so this is the router, and the two most important, most vital LEDs on the router are turned off, which are the, let me hold this correctly first. Okay, so the DSL and the internet LEDs are still off, and I have been told by my sister that they are still working on the, like, basically replacing, because nobody knows what they are doing. Is it maintaining, or is it going to be replacing the old cables so that they have new cables, so that we promote or upgrade to the 5G signal? But nobody knows. Anyways, like, the entire block is still inflicted with the internet outage, and like, a lot of people's lives are being disrupted. Like, a lot of the students that depend on the internet primarily to study and to download their lessons and to take their lectures are being disrupted by that. um, and I am one of those that are being disrupted actually by the internet outage, because I want to do a lot of things. Like, I'm working on a project now that I have started on the website called Front End Front End Mentor, and this is one of the websites that I highly recommend for anybody that is into front end development. It gives you a lot of free challenges that you can work on and build basically and include in your resume and in your CV, that are so beautiful, and that they can teach you a lot of things. And the one that I'm working on recently, I chose it not because it's not because it's difficult. It's relatively easy. But I'm still learning a couple of things. I am learning how to upload content on a website. I'm learning how to allow the user to upload images, for example, onto the website from their local computer. But that was not the primary objective behind undertaking that project. The primary objective from starting this project in the first place was that I wanted to practice building projects using React, and I wanted something relatively easy to start with. I didn't want something super difficult, because I'm not going to be building this with pure JavaScript, something that I'm used to, the syntax that I'm used to and stuff. I wanted something to be relatively easy so that I can practice building with React, something that I can wrap my head around quickly, something that I can get used, like, something in the process of building, I can get used to the syntax of React, and how React works, and how the different files communicate, and how the different files speak with one another behind the scenes, so that they can create a React based application or a React based website. So it's so interesting so far. I guess I'm going to be sharing, if I finished the website, I'm going to be sharing it here on this channel, in the links in the description section. I'm going to be linking that, because a lot of the projects that I build, not all of them, like a big chunk of them are still on my local computer, are not deployed to the internet, but a big chunk of my project are have been already deployed to the internet. Like, I deploy most of my projects on GitHub Pages, but only for one of the projects that I also deployed on GitHub Pages, that I also basically host on GitHub Pages, because it's one of the free services, and it's a good service for I don't know, like, for people that don't have money to subscribe to some kind of a premium host service, like Hostinger or GoDaddy. Like, GoDaddy is not for it's not for hosting. Is GoDaddy does do go get do go I'm slipping. I'm tripping. So, like, GoDaddy basically only serves domain names, but I don't believe they have hosting plans. But Hostinger, they also have hosting plans. Um, in addition to domain name services. So, anyways, that's not important. The moral of the story is that I'm trying to learn and to practice React because I recently started learning React. At the beginning of October, I started my React journey and I took a complete course that was 11 hours long. It was perfect. It was good. I can confidently write a little bit of React code now, and I guess in the future after or maybe like not in the far future, but I'm gonna be looking through the documentation so that I can get a deeper grasp, so that I can get a deeper comprehension for how React works, and what are the different features that I can use in React. I learned about hooks, components, etc., etc. All of these basic stuffs, all of these basic stuff, all of that basic stuff. But I can build with some level of confidence some pretty good projects. One of the projects that I'm most proud of, which uses API, that I built, is basically a weather application that communicates with the Open Matthew. Is it Open Matthew or Open Matthew? I'm not sure. I guess it's Open Matthew. So in that, I'm not sure how it's pronounced though. So basically in that project, I make some requests to the API to this API, and it provides weather information. It provides live weather information like a full forecast for the next 7 days, for example, and it provides the precipitation, and it provides you with the wind speed, and it provides you with humidity, and it provides you with the temperature and everything. Everything is just amazing. It's one of the projects that I'm most proud of, and I am going to be including that into my resume because I'm planning in the future. At the beginning of, I'm currently on Upwork. That's a little bit confusing. Like I'm saying things all over the place. So I'm basically right now on Upwork. I created an account on Upwork, and I am learning all the technicalities and all the tricks and all of like how basically Upwork, the Upwork environment and the Upwork ecosystem, how it all works. So because I want by the beginning, or at the beginning of 2026, to start a career, not a career. Wait a sec, mom is calling. Okay, so let's continue. I lost my train of thought just now. My mom was asking me to give the number of my brother-in-law to one of the guys. Like he's not a big guy. He's a small guy, relatively small. He's in like primary or like late primary or middle school. I guess middle school. Middle school. Most probably it's gonna be middle school. Anyways, like somebody needed the number, the contact number of my brother-in-law, and I was just giving it to them. And I was talking about Upwork. So basically, at the beginning of 2026, I am planning to be on Upwork because I will try to gain I will try to make some money through Upwork. And because my objective from being on Upwork is because I want to buy better gear to make better content for the other YouTube channel. I want to grow on the other YouTube channel, and one of the most important things that I need for the other YouTube channel is like I want a better tripod because the tripod that I currently have isn't pretty good. Like it's over there, over the cupboard, over the wardrobe. Anyways, so I want a better tripod that is going to be much more viable than this tripod. The current tripod that I have is currently doing its job, but it's difficult to deal with since it's not like high quality and stuff. So I want a better tripod. That's first and foremost. And the second thing, I want a better phone because the phone that I currently have is out of support. Like the company that manufactured this phone uh, don't support the phone anymore, and that's why something like YouTube, for example, doesn't no longer works on my phone. And if I want to access YouTube, if I want to be on YouTube, if I want to go to the studio, for example, it's either that I need to access it through, if I want to do that through my phone, on my phone, I need to do that through the browser, through one of the browsers like Edge, Safari. I don't have Safari because this is not iOS. Chrome, Firefox, whatever you call it. But the one that I have on my phone is Chrome, the infamous Chrome. Um, Other than that, I really access YouTube most of the time on my PC. But if my PC is off, I do that through my tablet. And this is not because I'm super rich and I have multiple electronic devices. The computer is I'm not gonna tell the story of my computer. It's just basically that I have a computer like everybody else. If you don't have a computer, I'm sorry. If you don't have the money to buy a computer, I'm sorry. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the ability to buy a computer for myself too. So we're in the same boat. I feel what you feel. And the tablet basically is because if you live in Egypt or near Egypt and you know anything about the education system is when you go to high school, you are basically given this tablet. They give you the tablet as part of the education system because in the past, or like they were trying to basically advance a little bit in the education system, and as part of that advancement, they were heading towards the electronic realm. That they were trying to digitalize the education what is it called, the education ministry or the education ecosystem. They were trying to make everything digital to the point that even in high schools you have these ultra big screens that they use to basically explain to go through the lectures and to write on and everything, yada yada, like yada yada yada. Anyway, that's not important. I have already gone past the 10-minute threshold that I have set for myself. But I really wanted to talk a lot about like lots of things, but I'm capped. I'm limited with the 10-minute threshold that I set for myself. So I'm going to be stopping here, and this conversation is to be continued in tomorrow's conversation, or probably some other day. This is going to be continued anyway. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.